Hello, my name is John Carroll, and this is Cardboard by C.A.Gilchrist. It was 1980, who gives a fuck? And I was sleeping in my car behind a warehouse in New Jersey, and I was awakened by the smell, the stink of human blowing across my face. And it came from the man who had opened up my driver door. Red-rimmed eyes and a scraggly beard were staring back at me. In his hand, a knife. Get out! And I froze. The second one, he was thin with a shaved head and tattoos all over, and he opened up my passenger door. You heard him! He said, exposing a mouthful of mostly gums. So I slung my legs on the outside of my car, and my head throbbed, the bottle of whiskey that I tried my best the night before to finish. After the funeral, the two friends fell to the floor with a clap. And I sat in the ground, and the hilarity of it hit me. You know, I, who had nothing, was being robbed. Empty your pockets! So I stood up, and I unfolded them. About 7 singles and some change hit the ground. He picked it up. Where's the rest of it? That's all I have! You know, I thought about jumping in for his knife. Stupid idea, but I would have killed both of them with my own bare hands for one fucking aspirin. So they loaded themselves into my car. Gums, he tries the ignition and he's met with that rapid of a dead battery. I must have fell asleep with the radio or the heater on all night. So after a few more attempts and a copious amount of cursing, they gave up. And I was laughing in the gravel. There's something wrong with this one, Gum said. He took my keys, threw them in the tall grass along the side of the building. You think that's funny? You know, you don't get it, do you? This is a comedy show to entertain the gods. The poor steals from the poor, while their masters, they run everything. No shit. And he beat feet, left me there with my dead car. I found my keys, sat in the front seat, and I waited for the nausea and the worst of pathos at eased. To get going again, I needed a jump. Or a new battery. I didn't even have a quarter to make a phone call for help. What would have better improved my situation, more so than my solution to the dead battery, was water. So I went to go find some. Boo-boo! He was sitting on the curb, his usual spot outside the laundromat. I met him one day while I was washing a pile of my meager clothes. Now, he was a mountain-like man, you know, with bald and a dent on the left side of his head. Now, he looked terrifying, but he spoke in this high-pitched tone like Boo Boo from the Yogi Bear cartoon. Now, where we were on the street together, but I'd only been there for 8 months, and he had logged 10 years. Hey, Cam, what's good? Nothing. Oh, Mom, look at you, huh? What happened? I told him. He had aspirin. Come on, you can get you some water from the sink in the building. And I drank it like it was the elixir sent from the gods. I told you about the safe places, didn't I? Boo-Boo scolded. Yeah, I thought I'd be safer in my own car. Well, trust me, people see you in a car, they think you got things. And he looked at me, you know, the way that you look at a child after they attempt to pet a feral dog. Do you ever go to that mission I told you about? What mission is that, Boo? The Sunday breakfast in Philly. I thought that was for food. Brother, come on. So we hopped on the speedway from New Jersey, and we got off in West Philly, walked about 10 blocks. Boo Boo stopped in front of this old brick building. This here is the Sunday breakfast mission. They got beds here. He pushed me towards the vestibule, and I heard a voice through the metal screen. You know you can't be here, Boo Boo. Ah, shit, that shit wasn't my fault, and you know that, T. Language, Boo Boo. This is the Lord's place. God, I'm sorry, T. Look, I ain't here on account of me any old way. Someone threw away this perfectly good white boy, huh? He just needs a bed for a few days to get his head right. We're all full for tonight, but he can put his name on the list. I gave him my name. Be here at 4:45, and if we call your name, you get a bed. If we don't, try again tomorrow. God bless. Boo Boo, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but what I really need is some cash to get a battery before someone takes my car. Boo Boo stroked his chin. Okay, come on. Where to? You know, for someone that's got nowhere to be, you sure ask a lot of questions. And Boo Boo led me to a park bench. Pulled out a black marker, some pieces of cardboard, handed to me. Here, write you a sign. And I took the pieces of cardboard from Boo Boo, and they sat in my lap, and they looked up at me. Now, I knew what he had in mind. I just didn't know whether or not I could do it. The minute the black ink hit the brown pieces of cardboard, a fundamental shift in my reality changed. You know, I had rejected the label that had gone with my situation. I had told myself that because I sometimes slept in beds, or that I had a place of my own for a few months, that I wasn't. You know, I told myself that I had a job, I had a car, I had a friend that on occasion would grant me temporary sanctuary, so I wasn't. I had refused that ugly word. I even had a thesaurus of alternatives to the word. But now, it was true. So I wrote the word. Homeless. Boo Boo led me to a freeway on-ramp. This here is the sweet spot, he said. He went up a few car lengths and he had a sign of his own. Now, I don't know if my cardboard had transmuted into a heavier element or the Earth's gravity quadrupled, but my cardboard felt heavy as we walked. I hid my face behind the sign, and the dirt kicked up from the tires mixed in with the gray exhaust. I pretended that was the reason for my tears. An old man in a freshly washed luxury sedan. He shook his head at me. He mouthed the words, "You people." A middle-aged man in a white utility truck. He screamed, "Get a fucking job, bum!" A guy with long hair and a beat-up car. He handed me $3 and he said, "Here you go, brother." I saw a little girl in the back of a BMW. She asked her mother, "Mommy, what's that man doing there?" Then I heard the motor for the window kick in. Before the window got all the way up, I heard her ask her mom say, "Honey, don't look at him." An uncountable number of uncomfortable people stared straight ahead. And out of choice, ignorance, or that callousness that builds on the soul when you see suffering on a daily basis, did nothing. I didn't blame them, you know. How many times did I look away? Right? Pretended not to see, went stone-faced, not feel. It eases the conscience of some people to blame the unfortunate for their own lot in life. To believe that people on the street were there by choice. Now, I met people on the street, and they were there by choice. But it wasn't the choice that some people think. See, they didn't choose a house in the burbs over homeless. No. They chose being homeless in the street instead of living with an abuser, or being raped, being beat, having your few belongings stolen from you at a shelter. Vast majority of them turned out from a mental health facility or tossed out after a night in the hospital. How much you got, brother? Boo-Boo said over the sound of the cars. I don't know, 12, maybe 14 bucks. Yeah, I got 15, that's enough for a battery. And we found a gas station, we got a new battery, and Boo-Boo helped me trudge it back to my car, in case the stink twig showed up again. And together, we got it installed. My home is movable again. Hey, you mind dropping me off at that hospital in Philly? I want to go visit a friend of mine. Yeah, of course. Hey, what happened? Someone set him on fire when he was sleeping in the doorway. Nobody did nothing for him. Not that the cops showed up, huh? And them, they just told him to move his smoldering ass along. It's like we're invisible, even if we're on fire. And I wonder if I had ever driven past Boo-Boo and pretended not to see. Yeah, if I hadn't done it to him, I surely did it to someone else. On the street, how long does it take before everything that you are, everything that you could be, fades away like car exhaust in the wind? When my situation improved, I went looking for Boo-Boo. He wasn't outside the laundromat. The manager, he gave me a sad shrug. Something bad happened. He hadn't been around for months. As I drove the streets, searching for Boo-Boo in his safe spaces, two words from the Bible played over and over in my head like a loop. Jesus wept.